Guys, today we're talking about the box office here, and yeah, it's the holiday season, so we're gonna talk about the daily box office that happens, which we really do because most of the daily box office isn't really that interesting, you know, because it's usually just holdovers from the biggest, openers, which the holidays is. But the thing is with the holiday box office is that you have big numbers that you usually see on a weekend every day. Okay, but what we like again? All the movies. Homestead fell below, you know, 1 million. It actually dropped 66% from last week, and Moana 2 and Wicked had an 80% increase by and I don't think fee accounts really changed all too much from Christmas. They changed the fee accounts on Christmas, but we have No Story It's actually this movie has become a pretty decent success so far. But again, this movie has a $50 million budget and needs to make at least, I think, 120. Okay, like $180 million globally to break even. Again, there's no international numbers yet, and it won't be until January 1st. Actually, there will be from France and Spain, but most other countries will be January 1st. So we'll see how we need to see how well it does internationally. But Sonic 3 has officially retaken the throne from Mufasa. Again, Sonic 3 was pummeled down to number 3 because of No Story, but No Story has now been pummeled down to 3, and Sonic retook the box office. We saw how close it was yesterday at the box office with Sonic. If you watched that video of Sonic 3, barely being behind Mufasa, but Mufasa is going back to having bad drops, which is not good for Disney. Okay, there are these huge increases in the box office, but seeing with the drops for this movie, again, Christmas box office is really relatively known for the smallest drops of any movies as well. Sonic 3 will have a 50% drop, but both will have a 50 to 40% drop. Mufasa may not even have a huge drop off at the box office because of the holiday season, but the holiday season's almost over as New Year. After Sunday, was it the 29th? We only have like 4 more days left of the holiday box office really left, which is the New Year's, which is on a Tuesday, which means after Wednesday, the Christmas holiday box office, we will no longer talk about it, and let's talk about the weekend box office. But again, if Disney wants this movie to be number one, okay, again, the movies are so close, it doesn't really matter. But being number two is not something that Disney wants. Okay, but the movie we all know the movie was going to price $100 million domestically, but we don't know I'm still saying this movie's gonna make $130 million domestically. Around that, because of the holidays, the holidays are gonna give this movie a huge boost at the box office. But if the movie's really underperforming that much holidays wise, it's doing worse than Sonic, which is doing worse than Sonic, which Sonic opened higher because of the fanboys, obviously. Yeah, but Sonic 3 is still officially ahead of Mufasa or Lion King. Yes, it definitely shrunk from 30 million advantage. And I still think it's like around a 30 million advantage, but it's no longer in the lead. Sonic 3 has now a lead over Mufasa, which is pretty bad for Disney. No Story is also in theaters again. Wicked is still continuing to make money in the theaters. Will pass $600 million globally as well, as this movie continues to make a huge amount of money in the theaters, probably taking away both business from both Sonic 3 and Mufasa as well. Moana 2 is also still in theaters, and there was a possibility this movie could actually still eke out $1 billion, considering how well it did throughout the holidays, essentially, as well. Making, way better numbers than it did on the other, even better than the first week. The first week it released. So this movie will definitely pass $400 million domestically. Complete unknown again. We're told that Timothy Chalamet is this huge star that everybody loves, but really, this movie is performing very similar to A Color Purple, having this big opening, but not really holding it as well, and not really making too much money at the box office. Again, this movie cost $70 to $80 million to make, which is very, very bad, for this movie. I don't know how popular Bob Dylan is. I don't really know much about him. But the fact that people really don't care for this Timothy Crimmett person, as much as they make it out to be, it's really proof that actors don't sell movies anymore. Because you have to have actors be able to sell a movie that's not part of a franchise for you to be a successful actor. Keanu Reeves, Jim Carrey, and all of the legacy actors were able to do it in the 90s and 2000s, but this new batch of actors cannot do it. It's just a fact. They cannot do it, and it's just very hard for them to do it, no matter who it is, okay? The difference between Ryan Reynolds and all these newer actors, Ryan Reynolds is one of the 2010s, when people still like actors, same thing with, like, even Jack Black can't really sell movies anymore, because he ruined his reputation. I really do think the whole political side of Hollywood really ruined Hollywood's reputation, as well, yeah, because actors can't sell non-franchise movies anymore. Ronald Reynolds, I think, is the last real star that can sell tickets, and even he can't. Even he still needs the franchise to carry him on the back. Even the Tom Cruise. Okay, people say that Tom Cruise, but again, Tom Cruise, the last couple of movies he was in were huge, massive franchise movies, and also Tom Cruise was destroyed by Barbenheimer a week later, but we're told that Tom Cruise is the last actor that can truly sell movies. But really, the thing that really sells tickets is the franchise. I don't get why people can't see that. Okay, the franchise is what sells tickets, not the actors anymore, as well as actresses. Okay, that's just the truth about movies like A Complete Unknown, as well. And Baby Girl is, not really making too much money. It's an A24 movie. It's not in a lot of theaters. Gladiator 2 is still in theaters. Not really too interested in it. But the biggest L's were taken by Kraven the Hunter, War of the Rings, okay? These movies are absolute failures, but they're still making somewhat a decent amount of money throughout the holidays as well. And The Wild Robot is still in theaters somehow. Surprised they didn't try to keep that in, throughout. Surprised they didn't give that movie more theaters for Christmas. There's at least 200 more theaters for Christmas, but again, The Wild Robot already made its money, It would have been competing for crowded, four-way movie with an animated movie, the family movie versus free live action live action family movies. Okay, as well. Okay. Technically, Mufasa is also animated, so 2 animated and 2 live action. Okay, as well. And people say, but why is a TT? It's a live action TT. No, then. Why isn't God like that? I don't use that term because why isn't Godzilla considered live action CGI character? Why isn't Guardians of the Galaxy, which clearly has 2 major CGI characters, Groot and Rocket, considered live action / CGI hybrid? Okay, or the most infamous one I think is Alita, or Planet of the Apes. Well, yeah, Planet of the Apes is live action CGI hybrid. There is no way you can't tell me that isn't live action CGI hybrid. No way you can't tell me Planet of the Apes, especially the newest one, where mostly revolved around the apes story. Yeah, that isn't totally isn't live action CGI hybrid because it isn't a family movie. That's ridiculous. Okay, most movies nowadays with talk about with CGI characters have CGI characters in them. Okay, Planet of the Apes does, Godzilla does. Okay. Those 2 were huge movies this year, okay? Sonic 3 would definitely qualify as that as well. But, just because a character is not a cartoon character doesn't mean it doesn't count as a live-action CGI hybrid as well. Because Planet of the Apes and Godzilla will definitely 100% count. Even the new Ghostbusters movie could count, even though the CGI that movie was pretty bad. But Planet of the Apes and Godzilla definitely should count 100%, because guess what? Because King Kong is a CGI character, okay? He has a big prominence in the story of Godzilla X Kong: A New Empire. Godzilla is a CGI character. Heck, the whole entire plot is not really about the human characters, it's about the CGI kaiju monsters. Same thing with Planet of the Apes, where it's about revolves around the ape characters. There is a human character in the movie, but the humans are not really a focal point, aren't really the focal front and center of the plot. It's the ape characters. Caesar and the other apes. I forgot the names, but yeah, the ape characters, okay? The characters that the story is about, okay? And same thing with Sonic 3. Mufasa the Lion King is a fully animated movie, okay? There's no live action characters in that movie at all. That movie is fully animated. Okay, it's not a live action animated hybrid. It's a fully animated movie. Okay, but if they didn't have those human characters in it, it would be a fully animated movie as well because the apes, aren't real. They're not real. They're CGI characters. Okay, you know as well. And even movies like The Hobbit would be considered like live action CGI hybrid because there was no way, so like yes, those movies did use motion capture for Smog and Gollum, but they're still animated characters. They're not, they're still animated characters with personalities and stuff, especially Gollum, especially of Smog as well. That one as well. Okay, and definitely one of the MCU movies, even if the CGI in those movies are like garbage or awful. Okay, any movie with CGI character I think counts, like Alita. Okay, Alita is a CGI character. Planet the Apes and Godzilla and Guardians of the Galaxy, and of course the movies that feature the Avengers movies that feature the Guardians of the Galaxy versus Endgame and Infinity War, which feature both Rocket and Groot in those movies as well. Yeah. And Guardians of the Galaxy I think featured a dog and a otter as well. That were CGI characters, okay? And they even had like a whole planet full of CGI characters. Okay. I don't know about Wicked, I've not seen the movie, but I think what I've seen, and also a movie like Red One, the new Christmas movie, also has like a CGI polar bear character as well. And there's tons of movies that qualify for that. Okay, tons of movies. Okay, Red One was a fun movie. I won't consider it a Christmas classic. Okay, I won't. It's not like it's not gonna be like a Christmas staple for many people, but it's still gonna be like a fun movie. Like it's gonna be it's a popcorn movie. It's meant to be a fun movie. Okay, it's not meant to be a deep story about as well. We already have those types of stories. They were made in the 90s and 80s, like The Grinch and, of course, Home Alone and Christmas Vacation, okay? And other movies like Elf and stuff. Those are like the movies that everybody watches. You can't really, it's going to be very hard to top the classics. Like, the music industry is trying something similar to, like, they're trying to, like, yes, not too surprising, like the Coldplay song or the Taylor Swift song were on there. Because it isn't too surprising that people want to listen to Christmas songs by their favorite artists, But you're trying to make every single artist have a Christmas song, and most people just want to listen to the classics. Okay, it's just how it is as well. Okay, and that is about this video here about Sonic 3 and Mufasa. And goodbye.